Good evening once again. Today is our day 16 of this capacity building training for 1,000 Nigerian civil servants on ICT, which is organized by Hammad Technologies and Consultancy Limited. So, as we said earlier, this training is going to last for about 40 days, and today is our day 16. So, like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are going to cover for today, and our outlines for today goes like this. We'll have a recap on day 15. Then we'll continue our text customization from Control N using shortcut keys from Control N to Control Z. Then we'll have question and answer session. Then we'll have a conclusion and call it a day. So, yeah, recap on the 15. So, yesterday we have discussed on shortcut keys from Control A to Control M. We have seen those that you need to highlight text before you can apply them, and those that you don't need to highlight text or select a text before you can apply them, and those that will display or pop up a dialog box, and those that will not do. So, now let's continue from where we stopped yesterday. Let's open our document. Yeah, so I think this was the document that we were using yesterday. So start from Control N. So Control N, normally it will open a new empty document for you. That's Control N. When you want to open a new document, so Control N, if you press Control N, it will open a new document for you. Then Control O, it will open an existing document for you. So that's the difference between N and O. Control N, it will open a blank document. That's a new document for you, a blank document. By pressing Control N, so you see, it will open a new document for you. That's what Control N did. While Control O, it will open an existing document. So you see, so that you can choose an existing document, maybe you want to edit it. So that's the difference between Control N and Control O. Control N open a new blank document. Control O open an existing document. Then Control P is print. So if you want to print, you just press Control P. So from there, you choose your printer. Then you set up your paper. Then you choose how is it going to print all the pages or only this print current page only. So from here you will set all you want to set. Then you can also change the paper. You can also, how did you want it to be? Is it one page per sheet or two pages per sheet? So you can all do that when you press Control P. Then we have Control Q. So Control Q, some call it 1.15 line spacing, but Control Q normally it removes your all the formatting you have done on your paragraph. All the formatting you have done on your paragraph. So Control Q will will remove that for you. Maybe you have put a space. Let's say, for example, you say you have format your paragraphs to be each and after each and every how do we call it? After each and every paragraph, there should be space. So all the formatting you have done on your paragraph, like for example, now this our first paragraph, if I press Control Q, so you see, this is how it looks like before. I have formatted and have done so many things to it. So by just clicking on Control Q, it will remove all the formatting I've done on my paragraph. So that's what Control Q did. Then we have Control R, which is right alignment. So by default, it's in left alignment. So if you just click Control R now, you see it has turned it to right alignment. Then we have Control S, which is save. If you press Control S, so by default, I've saved my file. So that's why you are seeing uh, the dialog box for save did not appear. But if you open a new document and you try to save it as fresh document, so you can just click Control S, it will pop up a dialog box and you can continue from that. Then Control T, which is left indentation. Control T, it will move all the lines in your paragraph to one step except your first line. You see? Let's come to the second paragraph. If I press Control T now, so you see it will move all the lines on your paragraph except the first line. So except the first line only. It will move all your the lines on your paragraph. It will shift them by leaving what? Except the first line. So that's what Control T did. Then Control U. So Control U is underline. Maybe you want to underline this 1.4, so you can just highlight it and press Control U. This one too, you can just highlight it and press Control U. So this one is among the shortcut keys that you have to highlight before you can. You have to highlight it um before you can apply it. Then we have Control V, which is paste, which has to do with copy. Let's say, for example, this is what I have highlighted or I've selected. Then I press Control C. So I'll just come here. Then I'll paste it here. So you see, it has made a duplicate. That's what Control C. I've copied it. Then I'll use Control V to paste it. That's Control V. Then we have Control W. Control W now, if I just click on Control W, it will close this document. Maybe I've opened a document, I've finished touching it, or I've finished editing it, I've done what I want to do. Then I'll just press Control W. So if you just press Control W to close your document, it will exit from the document. That's what W do. So I'll not close the document, but you can practice it on your laptop by just clicking on Control W to close the document you are currently working on. That's Control W. Then we have X, Control X, which is cut. Let's say, for example, now, if I just click Control X now, so you see, I have cut it. Control X. So you see, I have cut it. And if I like, I can use Control V again to paste it. So Control X is not like Control P. No, it's not like Control C. It will not make any duplicates. You just cut it permanently, and that's it. That's Control X. Then we have Control Y. Control Y, which is redo, and Control Z, which is undo. So Control Y, it will redo the last action you have done, and Control Y, it will undo the last action you have done. For example, now let's say I've pressed Control Z. You see, Control Z now has undo the last action I have done. So maybe I want to redo it again. So I'll just click on Control Y. You see, so that's the only difference. Control Z, it will undo the last action I have done. Control Y, it will redo the last action I've done. So this is all what we have for today. As I said earlier, today's class is going to be short. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat.